Hey, what's up everyone? It's Rich. Alright, I thought we would do something interesting today, and that is take a look at the art of Hellboy by Mike Mignola. The reason being is this was the foundation for a series that Mike has now done for 17 or 18 years. And it's an incredible journey that's had 2 films, a third in the works, a video game, tons of comics, spin-offs, novels. I mean, you name it. And so this is an important look into the creation of a comic book, kind of from the beginning. I want to say this book was released in like the late 90s, or maybe 2002. Really nice Hellboy, like watercolor, ink wash sketch. But yeah, what's cool about this book is he shows a little bit of the design process, and we're going to be able to take a look at some of the pages a little bit deconstructed, and you know, we're kind of on this monster tip right now, and I thought, you know, I want to do something that kind of merges the two, so it's, you know, monsters and horror. You don't have to be a fan of it. I mean, you could do this with any genre of art, so this was March 2003 this came out. So Mike had done Cosmic Odyssey for DC, Legends of the Dark Knight, Farford and the Grey Mouser, what was it called? Iron Wolf, maybe? I have it. It's really awesome, actually. So this is one of his first drawings of Hellboy. He says it's the first. Maybe. I can't remember if years later there was like a second kind of first appearance of Hellboy that had popped up. So here's some of his design sketches. You know, Mike works in a pretty boiled down style, but he's the first to tell you that he's never found it a fast style to work in, where I think the people might assume, and these were done with marker. That's definitely Sharpie. I can tell. You may not be able to tell from the video, but that's a Sharpie drawing. You know, Mike uses a little bit of blue pencil. These are black and white reproductions of the art, but I have seen some of his sketches, and he definitely has a little bit of blue on his pages, I think, at times. Maybe the artist edition shows it more. So, some things. And look, you know, I mean, these are definitely not as tight as what Hellboy became later. And again, these are marker. Really cool character. I love that. That's really nice. But, you know, there's an attention to detail, but not on small detail. This is a zombie world cover. But again, this is all leading to him. That is really, really cool. But so let's see. I always wish that this book had more behind the scenes, though. I will say that we're not going to go through the whole book, just to be clear. I just wanted to give you guys an idea of like how to possibly think of starting projects, since we're talking about drawing and silhouettes and da-da-da-da-da. Here's a guy that does all that. And look at the legacy that he's created. Hellboy. It will go down as a comic book that people know. He achieved the dream, the goal. Hellboy will be around for as long as comics are around, I think. Is that a bold statement? I don't even know. Could be. It's funny because I would see a lot of this type of stuff at Wildstorm, which is why I'm not scared to like have really kind of primitive drawings and show them. Is you'd be surprised at how many really, really good artists will throw down like little doodles, just as kind of like a footnote for themselves, and then, you know, you see what the result of those doodles end up being, and it's pretty incredible. Okay, so like I said, I want to focus on the nuts and bolts stuff more than sort of finished pieces, so I'm just going to skip. I know there was like a cover gallery, like here, nice page. Let me try to get this. Really, really cool shot. And there's 2 artist editions by IDW. One is Mike Mignola's The Amazing Screw-On Head and Other Curious Objects Artist Edition, and then there's the Hellboy in Hell and Other Stories. These are pretty cool. Look at him there. He's like super fancy. Looks like he's gonna drive like a fancy sports car. Okay. So do you see how some of the stuff that we're working on can maybe play into this a little bit? Mike is obviously much further along than at least I am. Maybe you're at the same level as Mike when he did this stuff, but you know, with a little bit of hard work, you could definitely get there. You could do some cool stuff. And that's the thing, is you just want to get rolling. Okay, like I said, I'm going to skip the more finished pieces because you can always find what Mike's finished work looks like. Wolfdog. Really cool. Okay. Oh yeah, here. This almost reminds me of something you would see in like an art of like animation type thing. But man, look at that layout. Isn't that cool? Very, very simple shapes. Now the thing is you know, Mike has got indicated black. Those X's are going to be black areas. So he really puts a lot of thought into that, and he's got a real good eye for it, based on experience and a lot of experimenting and probably trial and error, honestly, you know. I mean, like I said, he's the first to tell you that this style has never been that easy or fast for him. And trust me, filling in the blacks on this stuff would be a pain in the butt all the time. So it's a lot of little shapes. Yeah, oh yeah, those are cool. But again, big sweeping gestures. You know, he just gets the idea down. See that? Okay. And this all led to finished pieces. And again, I mean, you could almost see, like, okay, like, imagine if these were the original designs. Okay, so you can see that he's maybe got, like, well, it could look like goggles on his head, but they ended up being horns. But maybe, like, if you were your original sketch, maybe they were glasses on his head, and then as you tried to flush it out, they ended up being horns. So he's got a collared jacket. There's some sort of emblem or some sort of circular thing that could have been a piece of technology. Like maybe he had like a big bolt-on, like nozzle hole there that they fill him up with like some sort of fluid. You can see that he's got a bunch of stuff around his waist, pouches and whatnot. You know, the hand, I mean, you could argue that it looks like some sort of like coined bracelet initially. Other hand's got a gun, obviously, but you know, when you're doing those silhouette studies, something like this could, in theory, if you work it out enough, could end up being something like that. It's not far-fetched, and it's not a bad way to try to like come up with things. You know, someone had mentioned that Mark Silvestri had said one time that he works from big to small. So, you know, you can't get more big than that. Big and simple. Tell someone's going to be on fire. It's like cast shadows and some stuff going on, and then, you know, here's the piece. And it's interesting too because, like, looking here, that black shape right here, it looks like smoke to me. I would have assumed that this was all going to be billowing smoke, and he's got like a moon indicated here and possibly like a castle or something. So he did end up putting it in the house. He didn't use the moon. Oh, he did. He used the moon to frame Hellboy, and then this odd little doodle of a shape ended up being a really funny like little monster. But that's why you want to be creative with your designs, stuff like this. I always love this piece. Okay. Dude, my camera always turns off when I'm doing YouTube videos. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. Bad camera. All right, here we go. Look at these. Super cool. It's Abe Sapien. Look, at one point, Abe Sapien might have had armor. Some sort of fancy pokey thing. Look at him there. It's super creepy. Like a frog dude. Troglodyte, or whatever they were called. I can't remember. It's been a while since I played Dungeons and Dragons. Cool stuff, right? Right. Get all this stuff. A lot of this stuff he didn't even use. or use little bits and pieces of it, bits and bobs. Do you see the fearlessness in his drawings? You think, like imagine, okay, like he had some success up to this point, but not as much as you'd think. You listen to interviews with him, he always thought he was like one gig away from like not having work. Like he's very modest, and his interviews are always very interesting. But look, like you pitch something like this to like a big company, they might look at you and think you're crazy. Like this is one of the characters I want to do. They're gonna be like, what, dude? What are you thinking? He's like, I'm thinking Hellboy. We're gonna have a couple movies in a few years. Watch and see. And he did it. Go, Mike, go. They never did the Monkey Man and O'Brien movie. So anyway, interesting stuff. His sketchbooks are great too. He's done a lot of sketchbooks, and some are more like sort of like one-shot little pinups. But yeah, if you find the right ones, I can go through the ones that I have at some point, and we can check them out. That's that kind of creepy looking thing again. But yeah, the ones with this kind of stuff I always find interesting. And a lot of times his trade paperbacks will have like 6 to maybe 8 to 10 pages of this stuff. I haven't realized that was a face right there. The one to the right of that little skull guy with the more shadowy face. That's really cool. Oh, look at that monkey. Monkey. Oh, it's like a hyena thing. But yeah, get your doodle on. Animals. See, there you go. Dude, this all ties together. How many days have we been drawing? 4? We've already got silhouettes, animals, all of it. It all comes together. Thank you, Mike Mignola. I feel justified. Mike is great, though. He's really, really good. We're looking for more sketch stuff. Enough of this full... Oh, yeah. Here we go. So this is like him breaking down Hellboy. He's like, you know what? They're not going to be bracelets. It's going to be this Iron Fist. I'm just kidding. I don't think he ever thought they were going to be bracelets. But you got what I was saying with that. Is where you just Greek stuff in, and then instead of having sunglasses on his head, it ends up being horns. And again, I'm not saying that that's what Mike did, but potentially when you sketch stuff out and you throw something down, ultimately, if you take it to this point, you're going to have to kind of create identities for all the little things that you indicated. And yeah, you know, he's got like cloven feet with some sort of fancy like bolt thing over it. Look, not sure, but this might... Oh, sorry, I'm trying to read it through the phone. Not sure, but this might be what boots look like. So the boots... Oh, okay, I get it. So, oh, interesting. So that was a boot that Hellboy was going to wear, but then ultimately he just ended up with like part of it. Interesting. See, I'm learning something right now looking at this. Look, no eyeballs. He didn't draw any of the detail on this. I mean, there's detail, but you know what I'm saying is like he didn't go in and you know, draw the nostrils and every little micro fiber hair thing. And there's a rule book to the way that Mike works too. Like his finished drawings, like at certain distances, things have different rules placed upon them. And when he does something closer, they have a different set of rules. When he draws eyes, when is a face completely cast in shadow? When is it sometimes just the shape of a head with no detail at all? So you're going to need to come up with your own rule book for your art. What are the rules that create a consistent style? And then look, when I say rules, look, there's no rules in art. I don't want to offend anyone, but what I'm talking about is if you're going to do consistent storytelling, that you'll probably put parameters on what can go on in certain scenarios. Now, if you're doing a series of illustrations, you want to try different things and experiment and do lots of different approaches, then you know there is no rule book, and there really isn't for anything. But you get what I mean. Let's see. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, so look, little tiny thing ends up being something pretty cool. If that's I'm not sure if it's the same piece, but look, these are cool. thumbnails. Man, my phone is struggling to like stay focused. It's like this Mike Mignola stuff is melting my brain, yo. So let's see. Well, let's take a real good look at this anyway. So it's got a couple of monsters there. The wing coming off of Hellboy. Almost like a goat-like sort of horn-looking thing kind of coming on. So in this one has that Czar-looking dude, and then the creepy, like, I don't know, it could be Abe Sapien or something. There's some sort of skull-like creature. We've got some more random stuff here. Okay, that's Hellboy's tail that's curling underneath that guy. And then the logo. And then this was another one where it's just Hellboy, sort of like, I don't see anything else in there. I'm looking through the phone, so it can be a little deceiving. And there's another rough of it. So this is what he ultimately came up with, is you've got that Czar Guy, Hellboy, the curled tail, also a Nazi symbol. So I see that here. I see that in the piece now. I didn't notice it looking through the phone the first time. I know, kitty. It's very exciting. Okay, and so this more of a front view with the hands in front of him. Oh, okay, maybe, I guess he is indicating the candelabra. That might be what this shape is right here, is the candle thing. And then he put it in on this. Interesting, right? Pretty cool. Thank you, Mr. Mignola, for sharing your process with us. Oh, Baba Yaga, coolest character ever. You know what, though? I'm taking Baba Yaga, and I'm going to use it in something of mine, because that was a Dungeons & Dragons character that I loved, and the name was great, too. So, Mike used it in his book, but it is, I believe, public domain. So, Baba Yaga, you're going to be coming with Uncle Rich to one of his stories. Yeah, there's a few Dungeons and Dragons things that I would like to use at some point, just characters that I really liked, and either I'll pay for the licensing fee if they still own it or whatever. But yeah, there's a few characters that I would love to like. That's really neat, man. It's kind of got a Mobius feel. Ooh, that is cool. Very cool. Well, this is fun. I'm actually like, this is a very fun Friday video. I was having kind of a morning. And this is making it feel a lot better. Look at that. A good art book, it puts a smile on your face. All right, some pages. Oh, yeah, pancakes. Pancakes. All right, like again, we're looking for the studies. The studies that lead to pieces is what I would prefer to check out today. You can, this book is still out there. You can definitely get it. Okay, so this is interesting. So look at that little thumbnail. That's nice. Pretty thought out, as you'll see with the piece. And that's a nice little study. Wow. So maybe Hellboy's sleeve is chewed up in this piece, or is he just practicing the folds? That's interesting. I'm not sure what he was working out there. Maybe just that fold. It's interesting. The arm, where the shadow is going to be, and then here we got the piece. This was a cover for one of the novels, or novellas, maybe they call them. But I have a few of them. I don't know how many he's done. I have, I think, 3 of them. I never read the stories, though. Honestly, I probably should have, but there's a bunch of spot illustrations. Some of his sketchbooks are a lot of this stuff, which is very cool, but I do like a combination of like his studies. I think the studies are real fun. You know, look, this is a guy doing his homework, man. Could Mike have just fudged flowers in a piece? Yeah, of course. But he wanted a particular flower. These are lilies. I don't know if I would have known that just looking at them. I would have probably said daffodil. No. I don't know. And then he used them here. And they look very cool. Boom. Mr. Mignola doing his homework. I have met Mike. He's very nice. I'm always a little nervous when I meet him. I feel like I feel like I'm going to say something really stupid. So I sat really close to him at one show, and I went over. His wife is very, very nice too. But yeah, I'm a little nervous when I meet him, and it's not that way for very many artists for me. But yeah, that's really cool, man. And that's a nice, pretty solid, and I mean, I would actually consider it a tight drawing, although it's loose too. But that's pretty refined. I mean, you could definitely tell what's going on and where it's headed. Oh, there we go, the lilies again. Chirp. Baba Yaga. I love his version of her is great looking though. Man, did a great job. Okay, we'll just do a couple more pages and then I think we'll call this a wrap. But anyway, I just wanted to show you, and it was by chance. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do a video of, and I was kind of struggling to figure it out, and I just was like going like, I don't know, what should I do? And I grabbed this book, and it actually ends up, I think, really kind of merging a few of the things that we've been discussing, which is doing a little bit of homework, trying to pull stuff out of your imagination, big simple shapes that can be developed into bigger ideas, and getting going on comic book stories. So if you don't have a character that you want to draw, why not try to make up one? Do the silhouette study, come up with a character or two that look kind of interesting, and do like a little 6-page story of them. What would Hellboy tell you? He would say, go for it, dude. This is a great piece. God dang. I would love this original hanging on my wall. Phew. That is so cool. That is a great piece. I think that's the Bones of Giants. I'm going to go on a limb. It is. Oh, yeah. Which is good. That's nice. Okay, we're going to find one more sketchbook page, and then we're going to call it a wrap. And then I'm just going to recommend you get this book and bring it into your life if you don't already have it. The pages are a little hard to get apart. Man, he's drawn Hellboy so many times. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. Oh, that's cool. An animal study. There you go. Perfect. A rhino. Boom. Come on. Anyone who watches my channel, seriously, are we on some sort of weird track with this or what? One more drawing, a frickin' rhino. Get out of here. All right. We have the best YouTube channel on YouTube. I'm convinced of it. Everything is lining up for us. The rhino is spoken. Smash that like. I need likes. Let's have a like goal. Let's get at least 30 likes on this video. All right? And I will be back Sunday. I'm going to take tomorrow off. And yeah, Sunday I'll be back with a super fun Sunday. And we'll get back to drawing on Monday. Okay? Oh, look, little Hellboy right there. Okay, that was really funny. Man. Life imitating art, imitating YouTube. Okay, bye.